8 foods that are destroying your liver without you knowing it, and how to reverse this situation in a few weeks. Have you ever wondered why you are always tired, even though you sleep well? Have you ever noticed that your belly is growing, even though you eat little? Or why is it increasingly difficult to lose weight even with diet and exercise? The answer may lie in an invisible enemy that grows silently inside your body: fat in the liver. Did you know that 1 in 4 adults has hepatic steatosis, and most don't even suspect it? And worse, too many foods that seem healthy may be contributing to this problem. Are you eating something that is slowly destroying your liver? In this video, you'll find out which foods to avoid, the tests that reveal the truth about your liver, and how to reverse this condition simply and effectively. Food number 7 is shocking. Let's get started. The silent enemy that's destroying your liver without you realizing it. Fatty liver, also known as fatty liver, is a much more common condition than you might think. It affects millions of people around the world, often without showing any apparent symptoms. The liver is a vital organ responsible for more than 500 functions in the human body. It acts as a true filter, removing toxins, metabolizing medications, and processing everything you consume, including what you consider harmless. When there is an accumulation of fat in the liver cells, this functioning begins to be impaired. And the problem is that this fat settles silently. You may have been living with it for years without knowing it. In many cases, people only discover the condition when performing routine tests. That is why it is called a silent enemy. But make no mistake, even without symptoms, this condition can cause damage graves. Time, the accumulated fat leads to inflammation of the liver. This inflammation, if not controlled, can progress to more serious conditions such as fatty hepatitis, liver fibrosis, and, in the most severe cases, cirrhosis or even liver cancer. And all of this may be happening right now inside you. The liver, which once functioned as a tireless warrior, is gradually losing its strength. It becomes overloaded, inflamed, and starts to work less and less efficiently. And do you know what makes this even more worrying? Hepatic steatosis can be linked to a number of other diseases. It is often associated with obesity, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. But anyone who thinks that only overweight people suffer from this problem is wrong. Thin people, children, and even athletes can develop fat in the liver, especially if they have poor eating habits or a dysregulated lifestyle. You may be wondering, but how does that happen? The answer lies in the modern routine. Diet poor in nutrients, excess sugars and processed foods, frequent consumption of alcoholic beverages, and sedentary lifestyle are the main villains. And the worst, many of these habits are considered normal in our daily lives. The famous just a sweet treat after lunch, the juice box that seems healthy, that drink on the weekend, or the lack of time to exercise, all of this adds up little by little until it has a real impact on your liver. You don't feel pain, you don't feel anything, but the inflammation is there, growing. And by the time symptoms appear, it may be too late. Chronic tiredness, abdominal pain, unexplained weight gain, and even mental confusion can all be signs that your liver is in trouble. That's why identifying, understanding, and acting early is so important. But don't worry, there's good news. Fat in the liver, when identified, in time, is reversible. Simple adjustments in diet, change of habits, and medical follow-up, it is possible to completely regenerate this very important organ. And the best, no medications, no invasive treatments. The key is in knowledge. By understanding how this silent enemy works, you can fight it off before it wreaks havoc. And that's exactly what we're going to show you in the next topics. You'll understand what's causing your liver to be overloaded, what foods are sabotaging your health, and how to eliminate them from your routine. And above all, you will discover how to return your liver to the health and vitality it deserves. But before you continue, think about this. Are your daily habits slowly making your liver sick? You will be surprised by the answers. 3 common habits that are poisoning your liver. Every day you may be poisoning your liver without realizing it. That's right, there are common habits present in the routine of millions of people that gradually destroy one of the most important organs of the human body. And the scariest thing? These habits are often seen as normal, harmless, even necessary. But behind each of them there is a silent, destructive potential. The first habit is frequent alcohol consumption. You may even think, but I only drink socially on the weekends. But the truth is that even small doses of alcohol, when consumed frequently, overload the liver. This happens because the liver is mainly responsible for metabolizing ethanol, transforming it into less toxic substances to be eliminated by the body. During this process, alcohol is converted into acetaldehyde, an even more toxic substance that, if accumulated, causes inflammation in the cells hepaticas. Calm time, this inflammation leads to the accumulation of fat, increasingly compromising the functioning of the liver. Alcohol is one of the main triggers for fatty liver, especially in those who already have a genetic predisposition or other risk factors. Even if you don't feel anything now, the damage will pile up in silence. The second habit is the excessive use of medications. We live in an era where there is a remedy for everything. Headache, remedy, anxiety, medicine, difficulty sleeping, more medicine. The problem is that the liver is also the organ responsible for metabolizing most of these chemical compounds. The more medicine you take, the more overwhelmed he becomes. And we are not just talking about controlled drugs. Painkillers, anti-inflammatories, flu medicines, digestion medicines, excess supplements. All of these need to be processed by the liver. And when the volume is too loud, the agency can't handle it. The result is increased toxicity in the body and constant inflammation that accelerates the accumulation of fat in liver cells. In addition, many drugs interact with each other, further worsening the liver condition. Because of this, it is essential to talk to your doctor about what you are taking. Avoid self-medication and seek natural alternatives when possible. Your liver will thank you. The third habit may seem surprising: poor daily diet. And we're not just talking about fast food. Seemingly harmless foods, such as industrialized juices, filled cookies, breakfast cereals, and even some diet or light products, can contain high amounts of hidden sugars, preservatives, and inflammatory fats. These ingredients, consumed every day, silently inflame the liver. In addition, excess refined carbohydrates, such as white breads, pasta, and polished rice, also contribute to the accumulation of liver fat. Sugar, especially the type present in soft drinks and industrialized sweets, is converted into fat by the liver when consumed in excess. And that fat settles exactly where it shouldn't. In Cells Hepaticas.com time, even if you're not overweight, your liver may be suffering the effects of this dietary overload. And there's more. A sedentary lifestyle intensifies this process even more. Without physical activity, the body has less demand for energy, and the liver ends up storing fat instead of burning it. In other words, the combination of poor diet, lack of exercise, and excess calories forms the perfect scenario for the development of hepatic steatosis. You may be practicing all 3 of these habits without realizing it, and all of them together create a ticking time bomb inside you. But now that you know that, you can take action. In the next few minutes, you'll find out which foods are directly linked to the accumulation of fat in the liver. And get ready, because some of them are considered healthy by most people. The 4th food will even leave you in shock. Are you ready? Let's go to the list. 8. Foods that seem harmless but are killing your liver with every bite. The 4th is shocking one. Excess green tea, especially in supplements. Yes, green tea is known for its antioxidants and health benefits. But too much can be dangerous. When consumed in large quantities, especially in capsules or concentrates, it can cause severe liver inflammation. There are medical reports of people who have developed toxic hepatitis from too much green tea. The blame lies with the high concentration of catechins, which in large doses overload the liver. Consuming 1 or 2 cups a day is safe, but overdoing it, especially with supplements, can carry serious risks. 2. Trans fats. Hidden in foods you love. Trans fats are present in many ultra-processed foods: stuffed cookies, snacks, margarines, ice cream, and frozen foods. They are responsible for increasing bad cholesterol, reducing good cholesterol, and inflaming the body. In the liver, they cause fat accumulation, insulin resistance, and make it difficult to burn liver fat. They are so harmful that they have already been banned in some countries, but they are still present in many products in Brazil. Read the labels. If you find hydrogenated vegetable fat, run away. 3. Processed meats that you eat on a daily basis without knowing the risk. Sausages, hams, bologna, and sausages in general are very rich in preservatives, such as nitrites and nitrates. These substances overload the liver, cause inflammation, and increase the risk of liver disease. In addition, they are rich in saturated fats and sodium, another explosive duo for the liver. Even in small amounts, frequent consumption of these meats directly affects liver health. 4. Boxed juices. The danger hidden under the label healthy. They look natural, have beautiful packaging, and even phrases like rich in vitamins. But the truth is that most industrialized juices are pure sugar water, and it's not just any sugar. Many contain corn syrup with a high concentration of fructose, a substance highly toxic to the liver. Excess fructose turns into fat directly in the liver. And as these juices are consumed as something healthy, the intake is usually daily and in large volumes. The label may say, no added sugar, but still contain excess natural fructose. 5. The sugar you don't see, but it's killing your liver. Refined sugar is one of the biggest villains of liver health. It is present in sweets, desserts, drinks, and even savory foods. The problem is that sugar is quickly converted into glucose and fructose. And as we have seen, excess fructose can only be metabolized in the liver. When consumption is constant, the liver begins to accumulate fat silently. Sugar also raises insulin, increases inflammation, and contributes to the development of diabetes. 6. Industrialized dried fruits. A snack that seems healthy, but is not. Many people carry packets of dried fruits as a healthy alternative, but these industrialized versions are loaded with sugar and preservatives. The sugar used to preserve and sweeten these fruits is absorbed quickly, causing glucose spikes and liver overload. In addition, they are extremely caloric and, without moderation, contribute to the accumulation of fat in the liver. 7. Ultra-processed foods that are part of your routine without you noticing. Instant pasta, ready-made cakes, snacks, ready-made sauces, breakfast cereals, all have in common the excess of artificial ingredients. These products are high in hidden sugars, bad fats, and chemical additives. They inflame the liver, reduce its ability to regenerate, and are among the biggest causes of fatty liver. The farther away from the natural, the greater the negative impact. 8. Soft drinks. The liquid bomb you need to give up now. Soda is one of the most toxic beverages for the liver. Rich in fructose, acidulants, and artificial sweeteners, it has a direct impact on liver health. Even the zero or diet versions are not safe. Sweeteners also interfere with liver metabolism and gut microbiota. In addition, frequent consumption increases the risk of obesity, diabetes, and chronic inflammation. The truth is, if there's one food your liver would really like you to exclude today, it's soda. Is your liver healthy? Or are you among the millions who have fat in their liver without knowing it? The answer may lie in a simple test, and many people have never done it. The tests that reveal the truth about your liver. And few people do it. How do you know if you have fat in your liver? This is a question that many people ask, but few really seek the answer. Hepatic steatosis is a silent condition with no evident symptoms in most cases, which makes it difficult to detect early. But there is a simple, safe, and affordable way to find out the real state of your liver: tests. And the most impressive thing is that many of these exams are available in the public health network and in basic checkups of medical plans. The point is, because there is no direct pain or discomfort in the liver, people simply don't ask for it or don't remember to investigate. But this needs to change. The first essential test is the liver panel, also known as liver function. It is a set of laboratory tests that analyze enzymes and substances related to liver health. The main ones are ALT, alanine aminotransferase, and AST, aspartate aminotransferase. When they are elevated, they indicate damage to liver cells. GGT, gamma-glutamyl-transferase, is usually altered in cases of liver inflammation, especially associated with alcohol. Alkaline phosphatase, bilirubins, and albumin help assess the overall functioning of the liver and the ability to produce proteins. These results give important clues about the presence of inflammation, injuries, or difficulties of the liver in performing its basic functions. But beware, it is possible to have hepatic steatosis even with these markers within normal limits, especially in the early stages. Therefore, in addition to the liver panel, a second exam is essential: abdominal ultrasound with a focus on the liver. Ultrasound is a quick, painless imaging test that can clearly reveal the degree of fat accumulated in the liver. Steatosis is classified into 3 levels. Grade 1, mild, usually without symptoms, but already signaling metabolic imbalances. Grade 2, moderate, with significant fat accumulation and risk of inflammation. Grade 3, severe, with great impairment of liver function and an increased risk of progression to more graves. Common diseases. The doctor can make a detailed evaluation of the condition of your liver and draw up a plan of action. And here's an important piece of information. You don't have to wait to feel pain or be overweight to do these tests. In fact, the ideal is that they are part of your annual checkup, especially from the age of 40. But if you have risk factors, such as overweight, abdominal obesity, unbalanced diet, sedentary lifestyle, frequent alcohol consumption, or a family history of liver disease, the ideal is to start earlier. Even overweight adolescents and children are already developing fatty liver, according to recent studies published in journals such as the Journal of Hepatology. Another way to investigate liver health, when necessary, is through more advanced tests, such as liver elastography, which evaluates liver stiffness and helps identify fibrosis and cirrhosis. Or even blood tests that assess insulin resistance and systemic inflammatory markers. But for most people, the liver panel and ultrasound are enough to detect and monitor the evolution of steatosis. The most important thing is not to wait for the problem to get worse. Finding out early means being able to reverse the condition more easily and avoid future complications. If you've never evaluated the health of your liver, talk to your doctor. Ask for the tests. Prevention starts with information. And now that you know how to identify fat in the liver, it's time to find out how to reverse this situation in a practical, natural, and effective way, in a few weeks. Yes, it is possible to recover the health of your liver and return to energy, well-being, and balance. And the best part, you can get started today. How to cleanse your liver. In a few weeks with simple and proven methods. The good news is that fatty liver has a solution. In most cases, it is possible to completely reverse the accumulation of fat in the liver in a few weeks, just with lifestyle changes. And all this without medication, without invasive procedures, and without suffering. The liver is an organ with an enormous capacity for regeneration. You just have to remove the aggressors and give him the necessary support. And he does the rest. The first fundamental attitude is to stop drinking alcohol completely, at least during the recovery period. Even if you drink socially, it's essential to completely suspend alcoholic beverages for 4 to 6 weeks. This time is enough for the liver to resume its functions and start eliminating excess fat. The second step is to remove inflammatory foods from the diet. That is, refined sugar, ultra-processed foods, soft drinks, fried foods, sausages, boxed juices, and products rich in trans fats. Replace these items with real food. Prioritize natural and minimally processed foods, such as vegetables, low-fructose fruits, legumes, nuts, eggs, fish, and lean meats. Fiber-rich foods, such as leafy greens, oats, and chia seeds, help improve bowel function and facilitate the elimination of toxins. In addition, fiber reduces the absorption of fats and sugars, protecting the liver from overload. Another powerful strategy is intermittent fasting, or simply increasing the interval between meals. You don't have to start with a 16-hour fast. Just avoid eating every 3 hours. Give your body enough time to process nutrients and trigger the metabolism of stored fats. During these periods of digestive rest, the liver uses accumulated fat as an energy source, and so, little by little, the steatosis begins to regress. It's a physiological and natural process. The body knows what to do as long as you let it. And here comes another powerful tool, the regular practice of physical activity. Moving the body increases caloric expenditure, reduces insulin resistance, and accelerates metabolism. All of this directly contributes to the reduction of liver fat. You don't have to join the gym or run marathons. A brisk walk of 30 minutes a day is enough to activate your metabolism and start the detoxification process. If you can include strength exercises, such as weight training or Pilates, even better, as they increase lean mass and promote greater energy expenditure at rest. Another fundamental point is hydration. Drinking water regularly throughout the day helps the liver eliminate toxins more efficiently and improves the overall functioning of the body. Avoid sugary drinks, industrialized sports drinks, and artificial juices. Bet on pure water, lemon water, light infusions, and natural teas without exaggeration. Also, include foods with liver protective properties in your routine. Some examples include turmeric, garlic, artichoke, ginger, broccoli, spinach, and boldo tea. These foods help with liver function, have an antioxidant effect, and aid in the regeneration of liver cells. But beware, even healthy foods need to be consumed with balance. No exaggerations or miracle diets. The secret is in consistency. It's not about making everything perfect for 2 days and then giving up. It's better to make small, sustainable changes for a few weeks than to seek immediate results with radical strategies. In 6 to 8 weeks, it is already possible to notice a huge difference. Tests show a reduction in liver fat, improvement in inflammatory markers, and an increase in general vitality. People report more energy, improved sleep, reduced belly, tenure, and more mental clarity. All this as a result of the natural regeneration of the liver. Remember, the liver wants to heal itself. He just needs you to get out of the way and allow him to do his job. Now that you know what to do, all that's left is to take the first step. But before we finish, I want to leave one last message for you to reflect on. Now I'm going to move on to the last block. Your liver has been with you since the first day of your life. Quiet, strong, and dedicated, he works tirelessly every day to keep you alive, clean, and balanced. While you sleep, he's working. While you eat, he's processing. As long as you live your life, it's there, purifying, metabolizing, protecting. But now he's asking for help. And it's not hard to hear that request. Even if he doesn't speak, you feel it in inexplicable tiredness, in the belly that grows for no reason, in the mind that seems more and more confused, in sleep that no longer invigorates, in the energy that does not appear. But the good news is, there is still time. The liver is the only organ capable of regenerating itself almost completely, even after years of aggression. He is resilient, powerful, and generous. and it's ready to start over with you. You just have to give it a chance. Maybe you've tried diets in the past and failed. You may feel that you do not have the time, discipline, or willpower. But what your liver needs is not perfection. It is small gestures, repeated every day. It is simple decisions that, added together, make a silent revolution in your body. Replace soda with water. Walk a little more. Sleep a little better. Go a few hours without eating, letting the body breathe. Saying no to what seems harmless, but sabotaging your health. These choices, when made consciously, have power. Power to transform. Power to heal. Power to give you back what tiredness, bad habits, and routine have taken away. More energy, more willingness, more clarity, more balance, more life. You don't have to wait for a severe diagnosis to change, nor does he need suffering to value his health. The right time to start is agora.com. What you have. Where are you? In whatever way is possible. And if you have doubts, remember, what you do today is what builds your tomorrow. Taking care of the liver is taking care of the basis of your health. It is investing in your future. It is to ensure that your body is ready to accompany you in your dreams, in your achievements, in your best moments. So, don't put it off any longer. Look at your liver with gratitude and with respect. Do for him what he has done for you silently every day of your life. Because you deserve to live with lightness, energy, and true health. And your liver deserves to have a chance to shine again.